Good evening, everybody. This is Scott and the Shot coming at you. I have been on the network for a while now, on YouTube for a while, but I'm back today, and I'm on cloud nine. Man, I've been so stoked since Donald Trump became president of the United States again. Are you seeing all these Democrats freak out like little children? I've never seen such childish behavior in our government ever in my life. I mean, it was bad enough when when they were corrupt. They've always been corrupt. But look at how childish they are. They've always been childish, but they took it to a level that I think they all need to be bent over their mom's knee and spanked or beat up. I don't know. If those are my kids, I'd beat the shit out of them. Excuse my language. But I mean, it's ridiculous, people. I mean, all this talk about Doge. I mean, Doge is uncovering the massive corruption and scandals that our government's been doing, and they just started. They just started that USA aid, USAID. I mean, I can almost guarantee you unemphatically that 99% of most Americans wouldn't agree with sending transgender money, I mean, by the hundreds and hundreds of millions around the world to promote this weird stuff that we're doing here in America. That is not what USAID was set up for. That was not what that was set up for. I mean, and nobody would ever known about it. Nobody would ever known about it. But you know why they're doing it? Because they're just freaks. I mean, they're trying to make a whole new human to vote for them. I mean, I guess I don't know. If we make enough transgenders, if we open up our borders enough and get enough illegals over here, then we'll never get voted out of office. They're trying to change our government, people. They were. I'm telling you, people, the fight has just begun. I've been saying it on my podcast now for months. I've been saying for months too. I want to see the books. I mean, just look at all the corruption they found and all the crazy stuff they found on just the USAID. Wait till they open up the books on everything else. I mean, when it's all said and done with, we're talking trillions of dollars, probably enough to bring our deficit down a noticeable amount to our deficit. I mean, all this weird, crazy stuff. I mean, that is just so inhuman. I mean, I am so tired about, God made three kinds of people: women, men, women, and homos. There's no such thing as a transgender. It's just body mutilation. I mean, and messing up people's heads that are already messed up to begin with. What kind of a sick government does that? I mean, this government of ours, the Democratic Party, is so sick. It makes me sick watching them on TV act like little children. I mean, they're like retarded children. I mean, they are just weird. I don't get it. I mean, I always used to wonder when I was growing up, how does a kid get weird like that when I was a kid? Well, look at the parents. These kind of parents have been around for a long time. Look, that's what they were raised by. I mean, I don't drink no more, people, but here's some tea. That is just some crazy stuff. And all this whining about Elon Musk. Oh my lord. All he does is he's finding the corruption and then tells Donald Trump, and then he decides what to do about it. All he is an advisor, and he doesn't have to be elected to be an advisor. I mean, Donald Trump has lots of advisors. I mean, oh my lord. I don't know where it's hard to even come on here and talk anymore in this podcast because it just gets more people just get more and more retarded, it seems like. I mean, and I hate to say that word retarded because even retarded people got more brains than these Democrats have. They're lost. I mean, in what realm is all this stuff they've been doing behind the scenes cool in any society? I mean, you see the rest of the world coming around because our government was pressuring them to do what they were doing with this transgender thing. I am adamantly against transgender because there's no such thing. I mean, we keep talking about transgenderism like it's a real thing. It's only real in the minds of those people that are messed up, and our government that's trying to mess up their minds because they want their vote. I mean, think about that, people. There's no such thing. And when the day comes where they can actually do that, and a guy can have a baby, or vice versa, I don't even want to. I don't even want to be here. Then I probably won't. Thank God. I mean, because that is just the craziest stuff I've ever seen in my life. I mean, we're turning our society into a society full of weak men, women that are trying to be men. I mean, I don't understand it. There's no more. I mean, all I can say is thank God for Donald Trump. But all this resistance they're doing is the same reason why they lost to begin with. I mean, they would have lost last election if they wouldn't have cheated. I mean, that's all they know how to do is cheat, lie, steal, and act like the American people doesn't have a say in the money that we give them. I mean, that's what they're saying. They don't want the books opened up on nothing else because they're caught. They're caught. And I've always known they were. Everybody with any kind of common sense knows that the corruption that our government, the level of corruption our government's been at for a long, long time. And it's time to stop, people. You know, we have a serious world, a serious country full of serious problems. I mean, we have to solve them with serious people. It's just like them whining about the tariffs. What is wrong if somebody tariffs us? Why don't we tariff them? We have to. That is, our government's been trying to let the rest of the world catch up with us. That's what they've been doing. They're trying to make these countries that can't do it on their own. They're trying to let them catch up with us economically by giving them free money, by all this corruption that's going on, and that's what's going on, people. But I don't care. I don't want the rest of the world to catch up with us. Not if it's costing, or not if it's taking money out of our pocket. And we have a homeless problem in this country, which I don't think homeless people ought to be given a free ride either. But we need to stop all this craziness, people. You just saw 4 years of the Democratic Party, what they're about today, and on this last 4 years of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. A bunch of liars. And can you honestly tell me that any of these people you see on TV have an ounce of brain? They are idiots. These people are retarded. They are stupid. They don't get it. It's like when ICE was over there in Colorado trying to do that sting against that Venezuelan gang. You see these old ladies and these Mexican citizens in our streets. Get out of our neighborhood. You know, those Venezuelan guys would punk them so fast they had a chance. That's how stupid these people are. That old lady had showed that white old lady sitting there going, "Get out of our neighborhood." They would rape her so fast, throw her in the ditch, and they wouldn't give three shits about her. And that woman is so stupid she doesn't know that. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, people. We got ignorant. The biggest disease in this country, people, is ignorance. We need to get rid of the ignorance in this country. We need to get rid of the Department of Education, because oh my Lord. Thank God Donald Trump came in, because they were permanently trying to tard every retard, make every kid in our schools a retard, and to be sympathetic towards a fake word, a transgenderism, and trying to, all this stuff, trying to turn our kids against our own fucking parents. It's kind of like Kamala Harris said that one time. They're not your children. They're all of our children. No, they're not all. Your kids are your kids. My kids are my kids. And honestly, people, there's got to be some kind of test that we can give people. There's got to be something that can be done about people that shouldn't have kids. I mean, we should not let people that are mentally challenged have children. I mean, look what it's doing to this country. I mean, we got kids that can't even get out of high school with over a 7th or 8th grade education. I mean, that's what they've done. They've been trying to dumb down this nation for a long time. Now, I know some people just don't have common sense, because you can't teach common sense. Common sense is one of those things you either have it or you don't. But if you can't teach it, there's got to be a way that we need to figure out if we can teach common sense, because we've lost common sense. I mean, at a percentage that is it's just scary. It's scary. I mean, it really is. It scares me. Now, not a lot of things scare me, but except for being locked in a room with a bunch of transgenders. I mean, they're weird. They're weird. I mean, sex in the Capitol, porno movies in the Capitol, cocaine at the White House. I mean, come on. When in all your life, I'm 58, have you ever heard of such crazy stuff going on at the White House? And that was all under Joe Biden. You know why they did it? Because they're all a bunch of, I don't want to say it because I don't want to be disparaging to regular homosexuals, but I want to see more regular homosexuals come out and with some common sense and start talking in numbers and rallying against this weirdness that is being propagated onto our country, and putting the eye on their lifestyle. And you know, if you want to be a homo, that's fine. But half of these homos are taking it to a level to where I can't take it no more. I mean, just stop it. Keep your sex to yourself. Keep it behind. Get a room. Keep it in your house. And stop wanting everybody to vote on it and to accept it. I'm never going to stand up and say I accept homosexuality or transgenderism because it's not real. I've had homo friends, and well, I haven't had any in a while, obviously, and I probably won't get any more, but I don't really care. I mean, because when you see the damage it's doing to our country, I mean, when half our country is so weird that they can't see the light of day, I mean, it's time to do something about this. I mean, I'm not talking violence. I'm talking people need to stand up, everybody who has any kind of common sense, and start fighting back verbally. I mean, because this is just some crazy stuff. I mean, I think these Democrats they're going to do insurrection. What they're doing right now, as far as I'm concerned, against the sitting president, against every little thing he's doing, is insurrection. I mean, insurrection was burning down his cities, all these Democratic cities that the Democratic Party allowed to burn down. That's insurrection. I mean, and they didn't even want to stop it. Portland, Seattle was occupied for a year. I mean, under Joe Biden. And what did he do about it? Nothing. It started when Trump was there, but Trump can't go into these states and do stuff about it. But I'm just saying that these are all Democrats. They like the confusion. They just like the anarchy. I mean, they want anarchy to achieve their goals. They're willing to accept anarchy, burning down his cities, in order to achieve the goals that the Democratic Party talks in their little room behind closed doors where nobody can hear. I mean, because they're that corrupt. Like I said, the Russia hoax, the Hunter laptop, the 51 Intel agents, all this shit on USAID. I mean, sitting there smearing a good man like Elon Musk, smearing people and lying on a daily basis about somebody and their family. I mean, they don't still care. They have no limit to how low they'll go. Remember Michelle Obama? When they go high, low, we'll go high. I mean, shut up, man. That was just another lie. Or you wouldn't be seeing all this stuff go on. It's a crazy world we live in, people, with a bunch of crazy people. Everybody half this country went and lost their damn mind. Now, I don't know how they lost it. Maybe, I think it's probably always been that way, but the government's got to a level of corruption that it's really sickening. It's really sickening. And I'm glad to see Donald Trump back in office. I mean, getting some common sense, some normality, that line of normality that nobody you can be a freak, but I don't want to see it over in the normality part. Keep it in your home. And you know what? Here's another thing, people. You know when they're talking about on TV about how all these kids are being born autistic and with all these problems now? I'm going to tell you what it's from. We've legalized drugs to a point to where people are getting high. My son's ex-wife just lost her son from another marriage because she had alcohol, weed, and methamphetamines in her system at birth. The kid was born with all those drugs in him, and it's going to have problems. I mean, people are doing drugs and while they're pregnant, and they may get off them before they actually have the baby and the drug, and they test it for drugs. But a lot of these kids are being born challenged with deficiencies in their immune system and all this because everybody's getting high. I mean, why did they have to go legalize something that it made it too easy for kids to get? It opened up the flood doors for everybody to get fucked up. I mean, we need to choose one drug, people. That's marijuana, alcohol, and the rest need to stay illegalized with hardcore penalties on it. But one drug is what we should have that's legal in this country for people to do. And if you don't like that drug, then so what? I mean, but just legalizing all the drugs and decriminalizing them and all that, all it's doing is fucking up the society. I mean, I think Schumer's high as a kite. I mean, you know what's crazy? They sit there at that confirmation hearing. They said something about Pete Hegseth about drinking on the job. Nancy Pelosi sells alcohol right there in the Capitol in a little barista thing she has set up in one of the offices up there, and they deliver drinks to everybody that's in Congress. Aren't they on the job? I mean, that's what I'm trying to tell you about the hypocrisy of these people, pointing fingers at everybody, and everything they're pointing the fingers is saying they're saying that to get the eye off them because that's exactly what they're doing. These people are corrupt. They're corrupt, and they're evil. I think they're all evil and corrupt, and they want to tank this country, and for whatever reason, I don't know. I mean, you know, we should have had harder immigration. We should have had harder immigration laws back in the day. I think anybody can come to this country so easy. I think we got too many Russians over here, too many Chinese over here, people that are designated our enemies. Letting people from Palestine come over here and go to our schools when the Palestinian people are ran by Hamas, a terrorist organization, but we're gonna let their kids come over here and go to our school and intermingle with our children, fucking up their head, getting their mind all confused about what's really going on. Now, honestly though, if these kids had any common sense, they would look at them and get the fuck out of here. But they don't have common sense, people. So, in lieu of that, and the lack of having common sense in a lot of kids, we need to make sure that we don't let people over to this country who are going to go to school and college and mess with our kids' minds because maybe they'll get some common sense down the road if they don't have it right then. But we got to there's a lot of things we got to do to straighten out this country, people. It doesn't mean I'm anti-immigrant. Yeah, I'm a white boy, but that doesn't mean I'm a racist, okay? Wow, Scott's white, and I'm toxic. I'm a man, you know what I mean? And I love it all. Yes, I'm a white, proud, white, toxic man. That doesn't mean anything except I'm proud to be who I am. I'm not racist. I'm not nothing except an American with common sense, a real American. You know, people, more than as much as I love my wife and my parents and God, I love this country. I love this country. And when I die, I don't want to see this country fail. Even though I'm dead and it won't matter, but it does matter. It does matter because we're all leaving people behind here. And most people have kids and they're going to have kids. It matters on what we leave behind for our kids. Take a knee. They don't say the national anthem. I mean, they don't want us to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I mean, what about that halftime show on the Super Bowl last night? That was the worst halftime show I've ever seen. I had to change it. I changed it through the whole thing. I mean, what was that? I don't even know I turned it immediately. I don't even want to know what it was. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen. I mean, wow. I mean, Donald Trump thought the same thing. I mean, that's a horrible halftime show. What is that? Put on Ozzy or something. I don't know. Put some entertainment on that's real. No wonder the kids are messed up. Just that halftime show was crazy. Anyway, I haven't been on here in a while, and I just kind of I just thought about coming on here for a second, so I did. So anyway, people, I hope you love America as much as I love America because it's very important to me. I love this country. I had a good life in this country. I'm happily married. I have kids. I have grandkids. I have parents. I've had a good life. And even though I'm not rich, I'm not poor, but I had a better life than 3/4 of the rest of the world. 99% of the rest of the world, we all have it better. And we're sitting here trying to tank our country, worrying about countries that live on the other side of the ocean and everything, worrying about it if they catch up with us. Who cares? These people could catch up in their own countries if they didn't have the corruption. If these people want to do what they got to do, like we did with the Civil War and all the things that's happened in this country, we got the country that we wanted. These countries have to find their own way without our money, especially, I don't mind sending money to other countries, people, if it's for a good reason, but for transgender surgeries, transgender operas, do you see all that transgender crap on there? I mean, on that USAID, I can't even believe it. That was the one agency out of hundreds of them. Wait till you see what's all going on when Donald Trump gets all these books opened up. It's not going to be pretty, people. I mean, and I didn't say most of those were started during Obama, and they hit it from from Donald Trump during the last, when he's president the last time, and now he figured it out and he's finding it all. And that's what's crazy about people. We have to stop it. It has to be stopped. The corrupt. From now, I think the books should automatically be opened to the people of this country. Now, we don't have to see names and all that and bank accounts, but we need to see where the expenditures are going. I mean, it's our money. When they act like it's none of our business, doesn't that piss you off? It's none of our business. It's none of our business. Wow. Yeah, it's none of our business because they don't want us to see how corrupt they really are. I mean, the Democratic Party, people, I'm telling you, is the biggest, the corruptest. And then you got people like Pocahontas going on there and talking. Like, who would believe you? You lied. You said you were an Indian. She has no Indian in her. I mean, she's not an Indian. I mean, all because it got her what she wanted in life. So she's a liar. I mean, Pocahontas lied from from day one of her life, probably. She lied about getting into college. She lied about being a teacher. She used that Pocahontas thing to get everything in life that she wanted because she's a minority. I'm so tired about hearing about minorities. Everybody's got a word that describes everybody. We're Americans, people. We all need to start thinking like Americans because it's craziness. Hey, I love that border being shut down. I love them all. Send them all to Guantanamo. That'll deter all these people from just sneaking over our border and killing people, raping them, and abusing our system of government when our government doesn't give a shit. I mean, so go get them, Donald Trump. Open up Guantanamo Bay. Let's send 5,000 a week over there. Let's build up Guantanamo so it can hold 15, 20 million people, all the ones that came over here illegally. I want to see every illegal citizen out of this country. I mean, there's a way we can get all these farm fields picked. There's a way it can get done. We got lots of prisoners in jail. We got lots of people on welfare. People can work for their money. I mean, I'm tired of people getting welfare year round without ever doing a damn bit of work to earn it. I mean, that's just crazy. A free ride their whole life. I mean, what is that all about? I've never seen such weakness in my life. I mean, just let people just collect welfare their whole life, 60, 70 years. I mean, stop it. Let's stop the insanity, people. Let's start fixing these problems and just block out the Democratic Party because they're the ones that make me come on this show and talk my shit. Because I mean, if you have any kind of common sense, if everybody was talking more with common sense, like the Republican Party, then I would never get on here and I wouldn't have to disparage nobody. but I have to because they're disparaging me, my family, my wife, my country, my government. They're disparaging everything. So anyway, this is Scott in the Shot. I'll see you again some other time.